So, what did you think of the interview last night with Oprah and Lindsay Lohan? I thought Lindsay looked great. She had on that pretty orange canary dress. It's going to be the new black, I predict, for all the fashionistas. She looked refreshed. She looked well-grounded. She could have used a bra. And her lips are a little bit exaggerated, but that's okay. And Oprah asked her the tough questions, and she didn't hesitate to answer them. So I really am rooting for her, and I think a lot of other people are too. And the real keys to her success this time are, is she truly motivated, and then also having the right relationships around her, not people who want to mooch off of her and steal the spotlight and take her money like her parents, but really having people who care about her and love her and are going to really, really help her on those tough days. And unfortunately, I have a little bit of experience in the addiction area. It all happened accidentally, which is how it usually happens. You don't plan it. I was having a rough time sleeping, and I went to a doctor, and the good doctor prescribed lorazepam, which may sound familiar. It's the same drug that Michael Jackson was taking, one of the ones he overdosed on. And I took it, not thinking anything about it. I could sleep fine. And then shortly after, the you-know-what hit the fan. My brother-in-law, my sister's husband, was diagnosed with cancer. And unbelievably, and I do mean unbelievably, my husband's sister, my sister-in-law, was also diagnosed with cancer. So simultaneously, I had two family members fighting the fight of their life, and it just really ripped me to shreds, and I couldn't sleep. And so the good doctor said, well, just increase the lorazepam. So I did. And unfortunately, both of my family members lost their battle to cancer. I went back to the doctor one day, and he said, Sheryl, I think you need to get off of the lorazepam because there's research that shows that if you take it long term, it can affect your memory. I said, that's fine. So I started weaning off of it. And one morning I woke up about 2 o'clock in the morning, and the room was spinning. I could not stand up. I couldn't think straight. My stomach was a mess. And I put the pieces of the puzzle together real quickly that I was having withdrawal symptoms. So I called the good doctor, and he said, are you sure? He said, maybe you have the flu. He said, I've never had this happen before, especially on somebody that has such a low dose in their system. I said, believe me, I know what I'm feeling. So he told me go back on it. Well, I was also seeing a homeopathic doctor at the same time, and she brilliantly came up with the idea to have the medication compounded. And so the good doctor, he said okay to the plan, he prescribed it. It took me 1 year to decrease incrementally to get off the lorazepam. And I'm telling you, it was probably the hardest thing that I've ever done in my life. So I can really identify with Lindsay Lohan and what she's been going through. And what happens is your mind is saying, I want to quit this stuff, and your body's saying, just give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. You just got to have it. And so the key is having people behind you that say you can do it. They let you stay in bed when you need to, and they make you get out of bed, and they really care about you, and they're there for you. And that was really the key for me. And so 1 year later, I was okay, done with it, I'll never do it again. And I look back on it, and I just, it makes me mad that it ever happened, but I got free. And so my message today is, whether you're like me or you're like a Lindsay Lohan and have some kind of addiction, that you can get free from it. You need to get the right help, the right medical help, and you need to have the right relationships behind you. People who love you, who care about you, they're not going to judge you, and they're going to be there for you on your really rough days. And you can do it. I promise. And that's today's relationship advice from the Relationship Insider.